Good morning. Hello everyone. This is an update for new asset packs. So to prefix this video, my main goal with my material instance for the Unreal Engine Marketplace assets I make is to make something that's the ultimate customizable material. It's gonna be like 2 years since I made a significant update to these materials. There's always been some tweaks, but ultimately it's been the same system since the launch of the Mecha Mixer Pack, Volume 1. And that was, I dropped that out at the end of 2021. So it's already 2023, so we're already 2 years into that system. But last year I spent most of it like experimenting experimenting and researching how I want to like get this close to what I want. Like there's some great videos I keep watching. Like I basically have the creating customizable characters GDC talk looping all day, every day. I watch that ridiculously often. And that's my ultimate goal, to like make something as robust and as intricate as the Destiny 2 material. Because like you see the stuff they have now, like like the Nezarec robe stuff and all the different like emission, and like I want to add that stuff in too. But like right now I was just kind of focusing on like I want to add secondary materials to the material graph. And there's material layers that you could do that with, but to get the result I wanted, it just wasn't working out. This is the result of all like this whole 2 years of research and like months of work. Like it took me like a whole solid month to figure out this material, this new update for the graph. And I'll explain it now, break it down, because this is the system I'm going to be using for all my marketplace assets from now on. Like the old material instance is going to stick around for like a lot of organic character packs and stuff, like organic surfaces, but like for the most part, props, hard surface characters, they're going to have this material installed on them. The light material is not very different. I didn't touch it at all, actually. So like the emission material is still the same as since the Radiant Rachel pack. So like it hasn't gone under any changes for 2 years now. Well, a year now. A year and a half. And the glass material is still the same since the Driven Swag pack. So it's still the same. So this is the legacy material. You pick 3 colors, 3 roughness levels, and 3 metalness levels, and you can adjust the normal, right? So let me just show how it works really quick. Just so you see like how it used to go. So options, all these parameters in your thing. I think this is already like a pretty good measure for marketplace assets, because like just picking colors just gives it its own unique feel that you can't really get those these options if it wasn't set up for this specifically. So you can pick 3 colors. Kind of Christmassy, this look. But yeah, as you can see, you can pick different colors for all this. Those are the 3 selectable groups, the RGB. So at least for these models, their emissions are on different materials, but this does have an emissive channel that you can use, so that's still adjustable in that area. It works for props, as you can see. It's not just for characters, but it's not exactly this material isn't really my end goal to have. Like, it's still great. It's still adjustable. And while I'm not gonna ship all of my new assets with this material, um, like the legacy assets are still going to be using this, and I might still use it in the future. Okay, here is the old graph. So it's not super complicated. It's just like, okay, uh, R goes into the R channels, G goes into the G channels, and blue goes into the blue channels. Same with the roughness and metal. Normal has like the parameters to make it depth. AO has like the brightness setting. And emission is just your basic emission thing where it's like, oh look, emissive power, color, hue shift, stuff like that. But I wanted to take it further. So I started experimenting with pack textures just to like make it easier to deliver assets, so it's not as big of a file. It's just, instead of packing 3 separate textures, AO, metal, and roughness, I just have them stacked together and they're split up into the different channels. So it's still just me trying to make it more convenient for you and anyone that uses this. And is this the final one? Yeah, this is the final material. This is what's taken shape so far. Again, as I explained earlier, the stack textures is still here to like split it up a bit, and the mask is still managing the different spaces. So as you can see, with these new assets, they still have these segmented RGB stuff. Same with the... Oh, did I not have an RGB for that guy? He still used the RGB, but I guess I didn't set up the material for him. But this is what it's gonna look like. It's gonna look the same as those ones over there. What makes this update to the material so important is that you can add stuff like this. Like, you can add a whole other material on top of it. A whole other texture set. So, like, I have, like, this wooden robot. Like, he has, like, this wooden shell. And, I think that looks really cool. So, from now on, I'm going to be tiling these texturing... I'm going to be packing these tiling textures with all my asset packs now. So that way you guys can create even more unique stuff. And like, you could also like grab tiling textures from like your Substance Designer files or Quixel. Wherever you find your tiling textures, you can use them. Just, it's quite easy to do that. So on my material graph and the parent, you can see that there's a new material function on it now. And what you do is that it passes through the textures that you pick through the material function, and this will make it tile over your character. So it'll take like physical size of your mesh using these parameters to just like adjust itself to your... So you can scale this up to whatever size you want. You can pick colors. You can choose if you actually want the extra material or not. Yeah, same with the metal. We have an extra metal layer and an extra normal layer. For the extra textures, we only really have 4 textures you really need. The roughness, normal, metallic, and base color. I didn't add ambient occlusion or emissive. I don't think the emission is that entirely necessary. I mean, we could do that in a later update, but for now, I just really want to focus on the actual physical properties and getting it working with PBR before it, we go crazy and do the extra stuff like emission. So let's show how this works, right? Basically, with this new version of the material, you are free to make any changes you want, basically. Because now I have this other new texture in it called the, like, you can use a curvature map. I call them edge mask. Um, and what it does is that you can like add these edge detail. You want to make sure it's like a high contrast edit of your curvature, of your baked curvature map. If you were to use this on your own assets, because like I know that some people, they don't even buy the asset packs for the characters. They'll buy it for the material or animations that they have. So if you're buying this for the material, you'll want to import like a high contrast curvature mask so you can get these finer details. So at this level, it's kind of it's almost so bright that it looks like an emission map. If we up the grunge, you can see like a slight change on it. It's like I want this grunge to like be like a sort of. Oh wait, this is the curvature metal on off. So like if you like put it up for a bit, it'll have like this sort of metallic look on it. Where's the color for this? Curvature color. Yeah, if you go into the negative values, you sort of get like this analogous color from it. Let's see, with the grunge, you can sort of tune details, so you can add some breakup to it, and you get a whole other look with that. But this is really great if you're like working with like a paint, like let's say you have like a painted metal, right? You can add some chip edges to that metal now if you use that. And if you look at how we adjust with the texture scale, you can see we can make it so small or we can make it real big. See? Of course, you can pick colors, blue wood or something like. See, the red wood looks kind of cool. And you can also use the hue shift on it too. Let's see, where's the. You can change the roughness level so you can have real smooth, like a real smooth wood. Kind of looks like blood, like that. It's sort of like a fleshy thing. We go a little bit like that. Where's the normal? If we up the normal depth, we could actually make it look like flesh. Kind of. That's too high. You would make it darker. See, just adding a little bit of it can really add some depth to your model. Yeah, so this is the new system. We already went over the curvature edge masking, the normal blending. As you can see that we can adjust both the normal map of the model with the normal map from the added texture. And as you can see, the pack textures. Now that's going to save a lot of space on your assets when you download. Because look, I have the ambient occlusion in red, roughness in the green, and metal in the blue. So it's all going to be there, just handled. So far I haven't seen a lot of performance drop when using this one. You might want to get your tiling textures to be a little smaller, like 512, 1024. They don't have to be ultra 4K or anything. They should be good, and you shouldn't run into any issues if you have them like that. But yeah, any tiling grayscale noise will be good for that curvature breakup. As you can see, like, let me see one of the assets of which ones have the curvature active. Oh well, the pincer drone, which is why I'm making this video, because this one's gonna come out pretty soon. Yeah, look, this one has a few edge levels here that sort of accent the contrast between the materials. So say we have like this, like a friend of mine told me it looks like a coconut. So, you know, you just have this mechanized coconut now. Like, that's what I really like about this system, where like you can just change the context of an asset pack just with that. Yeah, look, I added like a slight brown to it for the grass mossy one. This one's using an ore texture that I got, so it's a crystalline drone. Again, this one just like has another set of contrast to it to give it a bit more depth, more character. You know, some visual storytelling. I really like how this one looks, because it's like this, like, you know, have you seen those Necron ships from like Guardians of the Galaxy? Kind of like that. I don't really, is that what they're called, Necrons? I think that's what it is. And this one, what texture did I use for this? So this one is using the galvanized metal textures, and it kind of got this limestone look. So like it just lets you create something new with it, you know? It's like, because now it looks like a stone thing. It's just a level of detail that you wouldn't get with this material, because all you could do is just like change color, roughness, and the metallic levels of it. But with this one, you just get to like really get in deep and like explore the character more, or 3D model, like whatever prop you're using in a new context, a new depth. This is a new system. I'll link the previous version, the video I made for the previous version of the material, because that still covers the fundamentals of it. But here I just wanted to explain how this stuff works. So if we just like grab this guy and change his material, so he currently has an ore texture on. If we just like grab him, go to our tiling textures. Let's go with the galvanized. We can just change the color, change the normal, and change the metal and the roughness. So already he looks really different. You can already see like on the surface there's a change. He's kind of just blue right now. But if we just, let's see, extra color. Oh wait, I had the saturation real high, don't I? Yeah, it's 2,200. So, let's see. What can we make with this guy? Sort of like a midnight patrol thing. You see, if you play around with like the mask details, you can kind of get like a bit of an interesting effect. Because like now it's like kind of crumbling, you know? See, it's kind of like an ancient obsidian thing. Kind of like those little specks of purple it has. It looks like it's sparkling. So, I'm gonna keep it like that. You know, like if you turn off the metal, it's kind of like this really bright, like it's kind of looks like a roughness just completely changes how it looks. I think for this one, I'm just gonna keep the metal on. Really liked how that looked. And the texture scale, we can play around with that. Kind of looks way smoother when it's like that. Is it corrugated metal or? Yeah. So, you can adjust the depth a bit of the normal map. Make it really flat or super intense. Ooh, that's kind of too intense. That's a good spot. It's a really interesting thing to look at. And just so you can see that we can still change the colors here. So let's pick something that would be an accent for it. So purple and green. And let's say, oh wait, what's the color R? Color B. I'm gonna change this one. That's kind of cool. So, see, at least for this model, I don't have these parts masked because I kind of want them to have like their own set color. So like these parts of the mesh, they aren't really changeable. see, we can change the saturation a bit. Kind of jokery. That's really cool. So, and let's see if we can do something with that edge. Oh, is this one not using the... Oh, this was using the one of the earlier versions. Let me change this to the... Yeah, it's this one. So we want to change it to this one so we can have the edge map. So... There's a little bit more detail with that one. We can just... Get a color that can sort of like accent the edges. That's good. See, just like that, you can add like a different fade in, fade out type of thing. Yeah, that's about it for the changes. Like, it took us like just a few minutes to like make a whole new version of the model without leaving Unreal or touching the textures at all. Just pushing a few parameters in the material. And this is what I'm gonna do for materials from now on. I haven't really uploaded much lately because I've just been working on getting this changed, getting it adjusted for the new packs, and yeah, that's about it for the video. Thanks for watching. I hope it was helpful. If you're looking for assets, as always, just check my store. And yeah, see you in the next one.